Nigerians have been urged to embrace the quota system that allows active participation of women in the political, economic and socio-cultural development in the country. This consensus was reached at a strategic Heforshe meeting aimed at promoting participation of women in the political space. Maliki Duro report.
Despite being the most populous country in Africa, Nigeria seems to be lagging behind in the representation of women in politics, having just 4.1% of women representation in the parliament. According to President, Women in Politics Forum, Ebere Ifendu, the Heforshe is an advocacy movement bettered to address the menace. It seeks to address all forms of discrimination and violence perpetrated against women and girls.
So we need men that will commit to making the society free from violence as much as they support us in politics. So I'm excited that we are getting this commitment from you people. I'm also hoping that more men will be coming to join us, and that from this meeting we are going to have enough commitment both from the media, from the politicians, from the general public, to say that enough is enough.
Also, UN Women Representative to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Beatrice Eyong, represented by Desmond Osemhenji, explained that the Heforshe event is carried out in 6 geopolitical zones.
This meeting today is not one-off meeting. We are going to be having this meeting in the 6 geopolitical zones where all leaders of political parties, main champions are invited, sensitized, and of course mobilized to commit to Heforshe and ready to support women's political participation in Nigeria.
Stakeholders say that the level of discrimination and violence against women that occurs within the local levels of politics is beyond comprehension. They, however, advised for the need to create an advocacy that gives women a space to thrive in leadership, including women with disabilities.
We recognize the collective actions that you take as Heforshe champions, as leaders of political parties, government, the private sector, and civil society. Your actions make you critical role models, helping to transform attitudes towards women in society, in business, in politics, and in the home. From our perspective, increasing women's active participation in the political sphere helps to drive a peaceful society and its development forward in many, many ways.
We must listen to what the women are telling us about the conditions of their lives, which are deplorable. We should report what we hear to authorities and demand for policy changes that will support them, and that we must invest our time and our resources to address the difficulties victims whose rights have been violated because they are women are subjected to.
I think we need to strategically recruit more men as Heforshe in the space. If you can't find any, find your husband, find your workmates who are men folks. And when you go out like to sit at the National Assembly, don't sit alone as women, sit with the men. So that the men folks who are not willing to give women the opportunity will know that times have changed.
We must be deliberate about our decision to free women from the caprices and the intimidating attitudes of men. We must be determined to establish a system that will protect the rights of women in our communities, in our villages, and in our local area.
While the role of women in nation building cannot be overemphasized, women's participation in leadership will create a balance of power beyond genders. The goal is to give women a voice in the country and fight against any form of discrimination that discourages women in venturing into politics.